Hello everyone, we have some news regarding the sb918, the potential ban on CCW basically everywhere in the state of California. Well, last night was the last night that the state could have passed sb918, which had an emergency provision or an urgency clause, meaning that if it got the required 2/3 vote, it would have gone into effect immediately. Well, the good news is that Rob Bonta and Gavin Newsom were unable to scrounge up the votes in order to get the needed 2/3 vote. What does this mean? Well, it means that sb918, thank you to the CRPA, GOC, all the people that were lobbying, all the people that called their representatives, it means that those people had an impact and were able to sway some votes. Now, you might be thinking, well, yeah, they just didn't pass it. There's a lot of gun bills that don't pass. Well, this was a very important one. We saw that they very easily, the entire time, had a simple majority. At any point in time, they had over 50% of the California Democrats in the state legislature voting yes on the complete blanket ban on concealed carry. If you're unsure about where it would have banned stuff, basically it's everywhere that you could think of. You probably can't carry there. I have a video talking about that. You can go watch that. But at this point, the bill is dead for now. It might come back. It definitely will come back in the next legislative session. But for now, we have a few moments to breathe. So, big thank you to the CRPA. They were huge in fighting this. They had people on the ground. They had people trying to sway the senators last minute to not vote. They were one vote off. One vote. All they needed was to convince one more of the, I think, 4 or 5 Democratic Assembly members that chose to not vote. They abstained from voting. All they needed to do was convince one more of them. That's very scary. That's very close. Way too close to comfort for me. Now, me personally, what is my plan going forward? I'm going to continue to try to educate people on the CCW laws in the state of California. I'm going to continue to encourage people to apply for a CCW. Go out there, now that you have some time in between sb918 being reintroduced next year, go out and get your CCW if you haven't already. Get your foot in the door, get your permit. If you don't agree with gun laws and you want to ignore all of them altogether, that's great, that's up to you. I'm just talking about the average person who isn't quite at the every gun law is an infringement state of thinking yet. Maybe someday they'll get there, but for right now, we got a very small win in sb918 failing. So go out, apply for a CCW, encourage your friends to apply for a CCW permit. It would be a great way to show that this is not something that the Californians want. Now, a lot of people, basically this should be an eye-opener for all the people out there, the liberal gun owners, the not single issue voters. Look, in the state of California right now, we have a Democratic controlled supermajority of the state and Senate. We have a governor who is very anti-gun, clearly. We have an attorney general who's very anti-gun. At every state of the legislature in the state of California, we have Democrats in office. I am not under the impression that we will ever, in my lifetime, get to a point where Republicans or independents or libertarians get anything close to a majority holding in the state of California. So my call to action for you is, when it is voting time, maybe consider voting for the only issue that seems to be brought up and chipped away at every single legislative session. Guns are seemingly the only thing that the Democrats actually meet their promises on when it comes time to campaign. So you're saying you're not a single issue voter. I understand that. However, if you actually care about your rights to keep and bear arms and the rights of others to keep and bear arms, maybe, just maybe, consider voting out 1 or 2 people. Just consider voting. At the very least, you might be able to send them an email, say, hey, I'm displeased that you voted for SB918. Thankfully, it did not pass because You voted for it, I'm gonna vote against you this November. Just something to think about. Even if it does not change the 2/3 majority that the Democrats have, don't worry. This state is not gonna turn into your hellscape that you think it would be, like Texas or Florida. California is still very firmly blue, but there could be some progress made. Maybe you send a message, maybe you send them a message through voting and they see that they were a little too close to comfort for losing. Maybe they start to realize that guns should not be a partisan issue. Just my thoughts. I made these arguments in the past when it was election season and I'm making them now. SB 918 is dead for now. Thank you to the CRPA. I'm gonna be donating to them because I know that they had a big impact on the voting this time around. So if you want to support a local organization, the CRPA is the one for me. If you want to support my lawsuit against the state of California, donate to the CRPA, Boland v. Bonta. We are suing the state so that you can have whatever handgun you want, not limited by the state handgun roster. If that's interesting to you, donate to the CRPA. October 2nd, I will be at Route 66 Shooting Sport Park. We are doing an event, a meetup down there. Myself and Mike Glover will be there. If you want to get a chance to shoot with me, I'm gonna be walking around, shooting some guns, hanging out all day. A lot of great raffle prizes going on there. I'm very happy for this event. October 2nd, Route 66 Shooting Sport Park. Check them out. I am very looking forward to seeing all of you there. Thank you. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. All right, I'm gonna get this last set of 5.